Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First order of business is the approvals for the minutes of meeting of, November, right? Yeah. Any changes or corrections in the minutes?
No.
Anybody? No? I make a motion minutes be accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that takes care of that. Correspondence is none. Okay, first order of business is going to be, let's see, Patrick and Cynthia Nevell, 502, you can step up here. You can stand over there by the microphone. 502 Sprout Brook Road, Garrison. It's an application for an addition to a non-conforming structure. It's 1,270 square feet is the existing home, and they want to put an additional 1,270-foot living space. I guess you're putting a second story on top? Okay. The application proposes a 26 by 44 second floor addition within a 30-yard setback, providing 19.6 inches. Since the proposal does not comply with the Town of Philipstown zoning code, section 175-23B2, the application is denied at this time. Okay. How that section reads is, your house is a pre-existing non-conforming. And I'll read a little bit up to you. Notwithstanding provision of section B1, a non-conforming use of this or structure may be enlarged by a maximum of 25%, okay, of its floor area by impervious surface coverage, whichever is less, by the grant of a special permit by the zoning board. So what they would say, as long as the enlargement will have no greater impact on neighboring land uses and the public than the existing use of the structure, that the enlargement will improve the appearance of the site, and the enlargement will comply with applicable site plan criteria to the extent practicable, and further provided that in the case of proposed enlargement of a non-conforming structure. What that means basically is that, according to the zoning code, you can only increase it 25%. Okay, and you would come here naturally and ask us for permit to increase that because it's pre-existing non-conforming. So you need a permit for that. Now you're asking for a variance too. Okay, so I want to explain it to you. You want a variance because you're going over that 25%. Matter of fact, you're going to 100%. Okay, so just so you know what we're for. I don't think, do we need a side yard setback on it too? I guess.
No, I don't think they're changing the side yard setback, but I'd verify that with the...
Well, it says 30 feet where 19.6 is providing, so is because it's already, structure's already there?
Yeah, my understanding is the non-conformity is a insufficient side yard setback. That's
Okay.
there now.
There now.
But my understanding from the applicant is you're not changing the side yard setback, you're
No.
just...
No.
The building was, the house was built in '63, and at the time, I guess that's what the setback was within reasonable distance at that point. And then I guess over time, it changed to 30 foot. We're keeping the original walls and everything else, we're just going straight up from it, so we're not increasing footprint in any sort of way.
Okay. Now, basically what this being for tonight is a review of the application, okay? What we do is review to make sure everything that we need is here, okay? And if there's anything else that we require, you would have to supply it for us and so forth. And after reviewing this application, if the board is determined that everything is there, we'll vote on it as complete, and we'll set you up for a public hearing. At that public hearing, your neighbors will be notified with letters and so on and so forth, and they'll be given a chance to speak here if they, what their opinion is of it or something like that. Okay. Is there let me ask you a question. Is there any other two-story homes in your area?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have two houses down, 2 houses away from me would have been 498.
Okay.
I'm at 502, so 2 houses away is a 2-story. They have a few others that are one across the street that's a 2-story.
Okay. Good. Now, looking at the COs, you have a number of COs, the things that you did, different decks and so, I don't think you did, it was probably done before you,
Yeah.
right? You bought the house in when? What year?
We bought the house in 2003.
2003. Was the pool there when you bought the house?
No.
No, okay. So when you put the pool up, you didn't get a permit for it, you didn't get the permit till just recently?
Yeah, we got the approval on that.
Correct, okay. It's because I'm looking at these COs, and they say 86 Canopus Hollow Road.
Yeah, that would have been the old
That was the old address.
address.
Right,
That's
okay.
when it was still a gravel road.
It says, even says Peekskill, so I mean, so I know, that was changed down there, so.
Yeah, that's probably the time that they got the variance
Right,
for
right, I
the
just wanna
setback
check
at that
on it.
point.
And the latest CO, because you have COs for a couple of decks, you have 2 decks there, something like that?
Yeah, there's 2 decks.
2 decks, you have the COs and everything else like that. And then I see that there's the last CO is addressed, you just got that CO, 2/15/2024. That was for the existing pool, I guess, right? Okay. And that's at 502 Sprout Brook Road.
Correct.
Okay. And the only other question I have is, in your survey, okay, that you presented to us, you go, hey, like half of the properties in Philipstown, then there's another section is in Putnam.
Correct.
I know that that's the issue with those properties along Sprout Brook Road. I've dealt with that before. But it looks like in the survey, he's got a question mark about a section of land between Philipstown and Putnam. If you look at it, that's where your pool is? Are you familiar with you're familiar with the
Yes,
survey, correct?
very familiar.
That's where your pool is. It looks like no man's land in there.
So what happened is when they did the original survey, so the first person that did the survey on the property was Carpenter. Carpenter went out of business. Baxter bought all of Carpenter's records. So when Baxter came in, he did the survey. He actually had to go back to maps from 1850 to figure out where the lines were. To his best knowledge, there was 2 lines. There was what was called, at the point, an Indian right-of-way. And that was that no man's land right between, and it falls right where the pool is. But, and so there is no actual ownership, as Baxter said, of that property.
Right.
There was an issue, the only reason why this kind of got resolved, and as if you noticed, I don't know if it's on that survey, but the buildings department wrote as is on the original survey that I submitted to them. And the reason why is they ended up with another area in the town that ended up having the same thing. There's only about 5 houses that have this weird little
Right.
dividing line that runs through both. When they did the second one, I guess they had to bring in a couple of people to do additional surveys, and it cost a fair bit of money.
Right.
So they did not want to get into spending all that again, so they accepted the survey as is. The survey goes off of an old stone wall in the back and goes by various markers around. They ended up taking a couple of weeks to try and do that survey to get it as accurate as
Right,
possible.
okay. And I see it, I'm seeing it says differential determines the town line or possible. See, so doesn't know really where the town line is, I guess is what he's saying there. Okay. Well, it does make, see, really, at this point in time, it's okay because yours is all in Philipstown. Your home, your property is all in Philipstown, so I guess, and when you've already put the pool in no man's land, so you're okay, I guess, right? Okay. I see also in your plans, that you're gonna, like, take the walls out from the first floor, you're gonna redesign the first floor?
We're gonna, yes, moving, it's a 3-bedroom house.
Right.
That we've outgrown years back, plus the fact 63, the original contractor was, he cut corners, just to say. So insulation and things like that, he wasn't exactly the best at.
Right.
So we're going from 2x4 exterior walls to 2x6, doing foam insulation, trying to make it as energy efficient as possible.
Okay. Are you gonna side the outside so it all looks like one? I mean,
Hardy board siding, it's
Hardy board
gonna
siding,
be,
whole thing?
yeah, and we're gonna do board and batten,
okay.
and then metal roof on top of it, standing seam metal roof.
Okay. All right, see, what we need, let's see, so far we have the survey, we have the deed. Let's see. We have the COs. I have your, I think you did the 5 factors, I think, let me see, right? Yeah, it's in there, right?
Yeah.
All right, good, okay, we got that. Just want to make sure we had it, thank you. Okay, it's in there. And got the survey, we got that. Anybody have any questions on this application? Anyone? Okay. At this point in time, I'd make a motion that the application be approved as complete. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you're all set. Now, what's going to happen, the next meeting is going to be Monday, June 10th, same place here. Our secretary will send out the letters to your surrounding neighbors, okay? I don't, it's always nice if you've got friendly neighbors that come in with a letter or something like that, that they, not that that makes a difference one way or the other, but that always, if your neighbors next door are okay with that or something like that. If they don't want to show, a letter would be nice or something like that, saying they think it's a good idea, it would only improve the neighborhood or something like that. Okay? And that's it, and you're all set.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Good night now. Okay. Now, next one is Rolyn Chorlton, I guess, 8 Lane Gate Heights, Cold Spring, New York. And you're from Beatty and Watson, right?
From Garrison Foundry.
Garrison, right, okay. And I just got your authorization, so you're okay.
Yes.
Explain what you're trying to do here.
Sorry? Oh,
Okay, and speak up a little bit so
okay.
everybody can hear you.
I'm the architect, and Rolyn Chorlton, our client, is here. I'm Annie Menace from Garrison Foundry, and we're here to talk about her guest cottage. Rolyn's family has owned this property since 1977, and there is an existing guest cottage where we would like to rebuild this guest cottage on the site. It is sort of dilapidated, falling down, in disrepair. And so we're seeking to build a larger, still site appropriate, a little bit less than 1,000 square feet, accessory dwelling unit on the spot of this existing guest cottage.
You're for accessory dwelling?
Yeah. It's a separate cottage. I think that's what they were.
I didn't see it, I didn't think, hold on.
Sure. Yeah, I believe it would be considered an ADU.
All right, let me look at the application I got here.
In your package, you have an architectural set, a structural set, and the Beatty and Watson drawings, just
Hold on.
to clarify.
Let's see. It says here, I'm looking at the variance application.
Yeah.
It says 8 Langate Road, proposed alteration and a addition based on minimum setback requirements, correct?
Right. The reason why we're here today is because of a setback variance.
Yeah, I don't see accessory apartment in here.
I guess I don't know the difference. It's an existing cottage that we are going to build on that existing site.
Right.
It's an existing cottage, so there's an existing,
Yeah, but accessory apartment becomes a different issue.
oh, I
I
didn't-
mean, I'm just
Even if
saying,
it's existing?
Sure,
you're
yeah.
applying, my question is, are you applying for accessory apartment?
there's 2 bedrooms in this. Currently, it's 1 bedroom, but we're increasing it to 2 bedrooms.
Right, nobody's using it now, it's not occupied now, right? It's just,
It's not occupied because of the condition it's in,
Condition,
but there's a
right.
kitchenette, a bathroom,
all
and
right.
a living space.
So you're looking to
We're looking to increase the size of it.
enlarge it and
Enlarge
make
it.
it an accessory dwelling.
I think you would probably determine it would be, I guess I don't know the difference, but
Right.
it would qualify
I mean,
as
it's
an
something you
access-
could rent if you wanted to.
That's not the purpose of this. It would be, our
Okay.
client is a recent grandmother, and she has family that comes to visit, so she would be using it for her own family overflow, basically.
Well,
kind
then it would be an accessory apartment. Mr. Rod, my
of. So I
question.
don't know the difference.
Yeah, well, they're here for the front yard setback variance. That's all that they were written up for. I mean, an accessory apartment, I could tell you in the RC zoning district is permitted.
Right.
I can verify that with Greg Warner, but they weren't written up for that. They're here for the front yard setback variance.
Right.
Maybe
only.
because it's an
The reason
existing.
is the applicant stated accessory
Cottage.
apartment, that was my question.
Well, that's what it is.
And maybe
but-
I misspoke. I don't know the difference.
I mean, it is
necessarily.
allowed in the RC district, in any event.
Right, but we're not giving a
Okay.
permit for
I
accessory
don't
apartment
wanna-
here.
They're not asking for one.
Right, okay.
Because I think there's a cottage here.
Yeah,
There's
right,
currently a non-compliant cottage on the property with front yard setback of
okay.
24 feet, 6
Build a
inches.
new one. They just want to renovate and expand the current one they already have.
Right.
Well, you're taking the whole inside out, basically.
Basically taking that. I mean,
So-
one of the things is, so this is the existing cottage right here. You can kind of see that on your, oh, sorry. Sure. Okay. So this is the existing cottage right here. And so her property is here, and she also owns this parcel right here that currently there's nothing built on. So all of this land is actually owned by the client. So the setback that we're looking for is for this road that cuts in between her property. It's currently non-compliant as the cottage is built now. And then when we are increasing the size, we're going, currently it is, what is this, 34 and a half is the current setback, and I think we're going to 20 and a half, so about 10 feet more, closer to the,
That your client owns the parcel of land that the setback is encroaching into?
correct, right, so it's a self-variance. She would be granting herself a variance for her own separate parcel
Does,
here.
do they, like, exist together? Like, would she sell one and keep another?
Theoretically,
or-
she could sell it. It's a separate parcel, but
Uh-huh.
both of them have been in her family since 1977. There is a shared road. There's one more property back here that she doesn't own. So that access of that road is used by her neighbor. But the actual setback is from land that she has herself,
Okay.
if that
Would
makes
it-
sense.
Would the easement be used for this, necessary to get to this cottage?
No, you don't. You still use her main driveway here, so none of that would change. You don't really use that. You don't really use your road. That's really your neighbor uses that road, right? Yeah, you can kind of see here actually. Kind of can see it on here.
And you're saying under 1,000 foot, right, or 937?
That's
something
right,
like
yeah.
that?
It's under 1,000. It's really meant to be, using this part of her current property that is kind of underutilized. And when she has 3 children, they all live in the area. When her grandchildren now come, they're all going to be staying in this house. The main house actually isn't very large. I mean, it's large, but there's 3 bedrooms.
I got the survey, I got the, I think we got the plans, right? Yeah. I got the deed, I have the deed, have the survey, have the plans. Is there any other questions? Anybody here?
You wanted the plans?
No, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Just on the question on the septic, are you going to have to put a new septic in for this? Or?
Yeah, so the Beatty and Watson plans that you have are showing new septic.
Right.
They're currently is a septic, but it's old, very old, and we weren't sure exactly where it went. So the new septic is here, which is
Okay.
her property.
All right,
So,
just curious how.
and it's
so
been
of course
actually
it's-
approved by the
Right.
health department.
Okay. Do you want any questions anybody have on this application? No? Okay. Make a motion that the application be accepted as approved and complete?
Yes.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you're all set. As you know the
See
drill. The letters will go out,
Yeah.
and the next, it'd be June 10th.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Old business, do you want any old business? New business? No new business?
Okay, thank you.
Good night, good night. Make a motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous. Okay, we're all done.